Book 231, The Magic Key, The Falling Roof. Biff, Chip and Kipper were playing in the loft. Floppy the dog was fast asleep on a rug. Suddenly, the magic key began to glow. Biff grabbed Floppy, and they were swept away into the magic adventure. They landed in a dusty yard next to an old red brick building. A faded sign on the wall read, "Ladywood Works." They could hear a strange, low hum coming from inside the workshop. Biff and Chip peeked through the door. Inside stood a man in overalls, adjusting a strange metal machine suspended from the ceiling by swinging metal rods. The man was Frank Whittle, and he was building the first jet engine.
Frank looked up and smiled. "Hello there! Are you here to see the test run?" he asked. Biff and Chip nodded excitedly, but Floppy whimpered and hid behind Chip's trousers. Frank turned a fuel valve and the engine roared to life. It sounded like a giant hairdryer, but much, much louder. And the noise filled the old building, making the kids' ears buzz. As the engine spun faster, the metal rods began to swing. The vibrations were incredibly strong, and the windows rattled and the concrete floor beneath their boots trembled. Suddenly, a loud crack echoed from above. Plaster and soot began to shower down from the ceiling. "Oh dear," shouted Frank. "The vibrations are shaking the old foundry roof." The roof shook violently, and a large wooden beam started to sag. The Floppy barked in terror as chunks of plaster fell all around the test stand. It looked like the roof was falling down. Biff noticed a loose safety cable swinging near the vibrating engine. If the engine fell, the entire project would be ruined. And Biff bravely ran forward and grabbed the cable, passing it to Frank. And with Biff's help, Frank quickly pulled the shut-off lever to cut the fuel. The engine's roar faded to a quiet whistle, and the intense vibration stopped just in time. Frank wiped the sweat from his forehead. "Splendid teamwork," he gasped. "We saved the jet engine, and the roof is still standing." He patted Biff on the shoulder and smiled. Suddenly, Biff's pocket began to glow. The magic key was glowing bright red. They waved goodbye to Frank as the magic took them back to the loft. "What a noisy adventure," whispered Chip.